What is going on, XRP Army? Welcome back to the channel. Stop scrolling, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and listen very closely. We have breaking news coming out of the Ripple ecosystem that is so massive, so fundamental, that it completely rewrites the script for where XRP is heading in 2026. You clicked on this video because you saw the title, Massive Ripple News that could send XRP to the moon. Now, I know moon is a meme word. It gets thrown around by people who don't understand economics. But today, we are not talking about memes. We are talking about math. We are talking about a convergence of three specific events: institutional adoption, the stablecoin launch, and the supply shock that are creating a mathematical probability for a vertical price move. In this deep dive, we are going to expose the real news that the mainstream media is ignoring, why the smart money is quietly loading their bags right now, and exactly what this moon scenario looks like on the charts. Let's start with the massive news itself. Reports are circulating from top-tier financial insiders that a consortium of major global banks has successfully completed the final pilot phase of using the XRP ledger for real-time cross-border settlements at scale. This isn't a test. This isn't a proof of concept. This is deployment. For years, we heard about partnerships, but a partnership doesn't move price. Volume moves price. The news is that these banks are preparing to switch their liquidity rails from the old, slow correspondent banking system to the XRP Ledger's on-demand liquidity, ODL. Why now? Because the regulatory clarity in the US and the new ISO 2022 standard have forced their hand. They either upgrade or they die, and the upgrade is XRP. This transition represents trillions of dollars in potential daily volume. Even capturing 1% of that volume creates buying pressure that the current order books cannot handle. We need to talk about the moon concept in economic terms. When we say moon, we are referring to price discovery. XRP has been suppressed below its all-time high for nearly a decade due to lawsuits and FUD. But now, the suppression is gone. The spring is uncoiled. We are looking at a scenario where XRP catches up to the rest of the market in a violent repricing event. The news of bank integration acts as the catalyst. It is the match that lights the fuse. When institutions buy, they don't buy on Binance. They buy over-the-counter, OTC. But when the OTC desks run dry, which data suggests is happening right now, they have to come to the public exchanges. That is when you see green candles that don't stop. That is the moon trajectory we are tracking. Furthermore, let's look at the ETF accelerator. The US spot XRP ETFs have been live for a few months now. Initially, the inflows were steady, but with this new breaking news of bank adoption, the ETF inflows have spiked. Why? Because financial advisors are telling their clients, hey, the banks are using this. It's safe now. This validation is bringing the massive retirement capital of the baby boomer generation into XRP. They aren't looking for a 10x in a day. They are looking for the next Apple or Amazon. They see Ripple as the Amazon of payments. This sticky capital doesn't sell on a 10% dip. It holds for years. This reduces the circulating supply available for traders, making the price much more sensitive to demand shocks. We also have to address the Ripple stablecoin, RLUSD synergy. This is the secret weapon. The massive news includes updated metrics on RLUSD issuance. It is exploding. Why does this matter for XRP? Because XRP is the gas and the bridge for RLUSD. You cannot move the stablecoin without burning XRP. You cannot swap it without using XRP as a bridge currency in the AMM, automated market maker. The success of the stablecoin is directly tied to the demand for XRP. It is a symbiotic relationship. As RLUSD market cap grows to compete with USDT and USDC, the velocity of XRP increases. Higher velocity require a higher token price to maintain network stability. This is the fundamental engine that drives the moon rocket. Finally, look at the sentiment shift. The fear is gone. The XRP as a security narrative is dead. The new narrative is XRP is the standard. Markets move on narratives. When the crowd believes in the future, they buy the present. We are seeing social dominance metrics for XRP hitting levels not seen since 2017. But this time, it is not built on hype. It is built on the massive news of real-world utility going live. The moon isn't a destination. It's the result of a paradigm shift, and that shift just happened. Now, let's pivot to the mechanics of the explosion, the supply shock. I have been warning about this for months, but the data is now undeniable. The exchange reserves for XRP are at multi-year lows. lows. This means there are fewer XRP coins sitting on exchanges available for sale than at any point in recent history. People are withdrawing to cold storage. Institutions are locking coins in custody. The float is drying up. Now, combine this low supply with the massive news of bank adoption we just discussed. High demand plus low supply, just price explosion. It is economics 101. We are not waiting for a miracle. We are watching a mathematical certainty play out. Let's discuss the God Candle technical setup. On the weekly chart, XRP has formed a massive bull pennant after the initial breakout from the multi-year triangle. A bull pennant is a continuation pattern. It means the market is catching its breath before the next leg up. The measured move of this pennant points to targets that would make your head spin. We are talking about reclaiming the all-time high of $384 and entering price discovery beyond $5 and $10. The God Candle is that one single week where the price doubles or triples because the sellers simply disappear. We saw it in 2017. We saw it with other assets. The setup is here again. The indicators RSI, MACD, and Bollinger Bands are all flashing go. We also need to talk about the derivatives trap. Right now, funding rates are neutral to slightly negative. This is incredibly bullish. It means the retail crowd is betting against the breakout. They are shorting the news. When the price starts to move up on this massive news, those short sellers will be trapped. They will have to buy back their XRP to close their losing positions. This short squeeze adds fuel to the fire. It forces the price up even faster, triggering more liquidations. The market makers love to squeeze the bears, and right now, the bears are lined up for slaughter. Furthermore, let's look at the global macro picture. The US dollar is weakening. Global liquidity is expanding. Central banks are printing money again. In this environment, hard assets like crypto outperform. But XRP has a unique advantage. It is deflationary. The burn rate is accelerating with every transaction. So while fiat currency is being debased, XRP is becoming scarcer. This deflationary pressure acts as a constant tailwind for the price. Over time, it compounds. You are holding a shrinking slice of a growing pie. That is the definition of a moon bag. Let's address the FOMO, the fear of missing out, psychology. We are just starting to see the early majority enter the market. These are the people who waited for the ETF. Once the price breaks $2 or $3, the late majority will rush in. That is when the mania phase begins. That is when your Uber driver asks you about XRP. We are not there yet. We are in the smart money accumulation phase. The massive news is the signal for them. The price action will be the signal for everyone else. You have the advantage of information. You know why the price is moving before it moves. Do not squander that advantage by selling too early. We also have to consider the network effects. The number of active wallets on the XRPL is hitting all-time highs. This isn't just people holding, it's people using the network for NFTs, DeFi, and payments. Metcalfe's law states that the value of a network is proportional to the square of its users. If the user base doubles, the value quadruples. We are seeing exponential growth in users thanks to the new EVM sidechains and projects launching on the ledger. The fundamental value of the network is skyrocketing, and the price is playing catch-up. The moon is simply the price catching up to the value. So could send XRP to the moon? The answer is yes, but you need a plan. A moon mission without a flight plan is a disaster. What is your strategy? Are you holding for life-changing wealth, or are you looking for a quick trade? If you are here for the massive news and the long-term vision, you need diamond hands. This means ignoring the 20% drops that happen on the way up. Volatility is the price of admission. If you can't handle the drop, you don't deserve the pop. My strategy is simple. Set targets. Maybe you take out your initial investment at the all-time high. Maybe you take profit at $5 or $10. Write it down. Do not let greed drive the ship. A critical warning. As the moon narrative heats up, the scammers will come out of the woodwork. You will see YouTube live streams with thousands of viewers claiming to be Ripple. They will say, send 1,000 XRP, get 2,000 back. This is a lie. It is a scam. Ripple will never do a giveaway. Brad Garlinghouse is not asking for your money. These scammers use bots to fake the viewer count. Do not be a victim. Protect your moon bag. Use a hardware wallet like Ledger or Trezor. Never type your seed phrase into a computer. If you lose your coins to a scammer, the price going to the moon won't matter because you won't be on the rocket. Let's talk about the wealth transfer. This massive news represents the largest transfer of wealth in modern history. We are moving from a debt-based fiat system to an asset-based digital system. XRP is the bridge. Those who hold the bridge get to charge the toll. You are the toll collector. Every bank that uses the ledger, every institution that moves money, they are paying you indirectly through demand for the privilege of using the network you secured. That is the power of holding XRP. It is not just a stock, it is a piece of the future financial infrastructure. The bottom line is this: the massive news is real, the bank adoption is real, the supply shock is real, the stars have aligned for a move that will be talked about for decades. We have survived the lawsuit, we have survived the bear market, now we are entering the golden era. The moon isn't just a meme, it's a metaphor for the potential of this technology to reshape the world. And the price is just a reflection of that reshaping. Thank you so much for tuning in to this breaking update. If this deep dive helped you understand the gravity of the situation, please destroy that like button. It helps the algorithm find more soldiers for the XRP army. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next update when we break through the next resistance level. Stay strong, stay safe, and I will see you on the moon. Peace.